Hey, welcome to Lead Loud. My name is Richard Mulholland. I'm the founder and chief evangelist of presentation powerhouse Missing Link. Every week I try to answer some questions for you around presentations. This week it's one around how I present, because one of the questions I get asked quite a lot is like, what does your home office or studio look like? And I guess more importantly, what kind of tech is it you're using? And that is what I'm going to be addressing in this Tech 1.0 version coming up. So I say Tech 1.0 because I'm just about to move. In fact, this week I carried my computer all the way up the stairs yesterday, and then I realized, oh crap, I want to do this video, and I carried it all the way back down again. Hey, Future Rich here. Complete rookie mistake. When I lifted my computer back up and put it back downstairs again to record that before I moved video, I forgot to change my microphone back to my external microphone, and that's why the audio is a bit crap. But you'll make it through. It should sound like this with the MV7, not like it sounds over there. Okay, back to Past Rich. And I'll explain to you why. Because the number one reason when people ask me about, what is your home setup, where do you work from? The number one reason I want to get away from this is because I work from my board game table. Now, you can see those things that people often ask me, what's behind you? These are board games, and I like to sit on this very, very table and play games with my family and my friends, and I've not been able to do so much of that because right now there's a big bloody computer and lights attached to it and everything, and it's just not been ideal. Also, my wife wants me to move and to get out of the living room. So I'm going to be doing a move upstairs. We built a nice extension. It's been really quite exciting for us. And here's a kind of sneak peek of how the new set's going to look. And I get it. Some of you aren't going to like it. You're going to be like, oh, we like the old one. You know what? Progress happens when you break what's working and you move on. Like if there's one of the principles of my first book, Legicide, that I wanted to live by, it's that. It's not enough to settle for the status quo. We've got to move on. So I will be talking to you about my new studio, and this will be the last video I do from down here. But I did want to share with you some ideas or some of the tech that I use from this setup before I move on. So I thought I would start with the structure that I created in the column I wrote for Inc. magazine, and that is claps. So camera, lighting, audio, set, preso, and set. So I'm going to take you through each one of those and we'll see what we got. So first of all, let's start with camera. I originally kicked off by, I started off with a laptop computer. I realized that was terrible. And then I decided to go and I went and got the Logitech Brio. I know some people do use this. To be honest, I was not impressed with it. It lasted for a couple of months. It just frustrated me. It didn't handle the lighting very, very well. I found it quite finicky and just didn't think it was great at all. So I upgraded to the Sony ZV-1. This is the one that I have here. And I'm really quite impressed with it. It's really nice. Like I can bring things into focus and back again, and it's a cool bit of kit. It's also quite small, so if I'm traveling I could take it with me. However, for most people now, I just recommend you go with Reincubate Camo software. It takes one of your phone, well, not even your old phones, you can use your current phone and you can attach it, and it's actually quite brilliant. You just set it up there, you play with all your settings, and away you go. So for most of you, if you have a phone lying around that you're not using, set it up, use Reincubate Camo. It's available on like Android, iOS, Mac, PC. So like you're really, and there's a beta for Android, but it's bulletproof, it's brilliant. So you're in good shape there. So for camera, that's what I'm actually recommending to people to go with for the most part. Then it comes to lighting. The lighting I use are called Godox LED P260Cs. There are two flat panels. One exists here, one exists here, and you got a nice little remote, and you can see the difference. So even, and again, for lighting, I've got a window right in front of me. Nothing is going to beat that. But again, there's a little bit, this is beautiful lighting coming in at me right now, but just those Godox just add a bit more. And when I'm presenting in the evening, it's pitch black. This is all I use. Also, the number one tip that I found for lighting is turn off the uplighters. They are the downlighters. They are the killers. They're what cast all those shadows on your face. So, but I have been very, very impressed with these Godox panels. You can, of course, just use one of those circular lights in front of you. They'll work too. But in fact, with the Reincubate Camo, because you're putting your phone on one of those stands, that'll actually possibly be perfect for you. So something to consider. Also, just if you are using lighting, remember you're adding lighting, you're adding shine, you're going to need some makeup. I've done a whole video on makeup. I want you to definitely check that out. Please, guys, I know it might feel weird for you, but if you're putting lighting and a camera on your face in any other environment, you put some makeup on just so you're not so shiny, this should be no different. And not just when you're doing a show, when you're presenting and showing up at work. Just, be a professional. Then it comes to audio. For audio, right now I'm using the Shure MV7. I've gone through several iterations of mics. I'm really, really happy with this one. I just put on a pop filter for it. It doesn't seem like the best quality one. I have been popping a little bit with my P's and things, and I wanted to try fix that. I'm going to tweak some of the settings, and you can go more high-end, but this basically podcaster scope microphone is definitely going to be good enough for my use right now. I do want to give an honorable mention to the Shure MV5 and the Samson Meteor. Kevin from our office, our head trainer, he uses the MV5. In fact, so does Josh, our other trainer, and they're brilliant. And the Samson Meteor I used for a while, and I find it great. So definitely something to consider if you want to look at that. Also with audio though, it's the background noise you cut out. Now tools like Zoom have some noise cancelling, but I'm still a big fan and advocate of Crisp for noise cancelling. I will include a link in the YouTube description below that you can go and you can find details of that. So definitely something I would recommend in that regard. So that's camera, lighting, audio. Next we go to Prezi. Now as you can see today, I've been putting up different images at different times, in order to try and get my presentation filling the screen with me. For that, I still advocate Prezi. I think it's great software to use. It's super user friendly, very, very easy. You can just import your PowerPoint files straight in there, or your JPEGs, or your images, and now even videos with sound. So I could have a video playing that I could send straight to Zoom. Brilliant, game changer. I've also been playing a little bit with and I think that actually I'm going to do a video on them quite soon because there are certain features that they have that I think make a difference. So finally set. I've set myself up on a nice light background. I usually wear black. There's a contrast ratio that happens there. Try to create some contrast with yourself. I understand that this is a little bit busier than some people would like, but for me it suits me because a lot of my personality is in the background and I want to make sure that I never lose who I am and when I'm presenting. It's not just about being professional, it's also about being personable. And I want to make sure part of my character and what's important to me comes across when I do it. I know for some people that's not ideal, but hey, you can't please everybody all the time. So the final thing with set that I want to say is I am always standing. When I'm doing a presentation, I'm on my feet and I suggest you are too. And for that, I have a standing desk basically. I use a mat that's basically an anti-fatigue mat that I stand on. But actually I do 3 kilometers of walking every single day. So I use the walking pad from Jami, and it has been a game changer. So every single working day this year, I do 3 kilometers while I'm doing any of my admin work or emails or anything like that, or internal meetings I have with my team. That's, maybe a little bit expensive. Highly recommend it. I found it to be incredible. So that's my setup. That's the end of the era. I am going to be moving from here. So for the last time standing in this environment, I hope this has been helpful. I hope you've had value. And if you have, please consider hitting like and subscribe. And otherwise, I will see you in the future from upstairs in my new studio. Cool. By the way, that's going to be a work in progress. So don't expect perfect straight away. Cool. So next time, peace. Lead loud.